And just to give you a little bit of background, we really appreciate you joining us. This is a very important issue to us. For those of you who are just getting up to speed or who weren't on the floor yesterday, House Republicans blocked a vote on Delegate Vivian Watts' comprehensive sexual harassment policy from even being considered as an amendment to a much weaker Republican proposal on sexual harassment training yesterday. This was after 11 Republican men on the House Rules Committee voted to kill her bill late Friday afternoon last week. We believe strongly this should not be a partisan issue. Delegate Watts did make a good faith effort to work with Republicans on her legislation. However, she was met with remarks on the floor yesterday that both dismissed and minimized her efforts. House Republicans called her objections with the Republican bill, quote, much ado about nothing, quote, petty, and quote, a gotcha game. So I'm going to let her take it from here. And just a little bit of background, Delegate Watts was first elected to the chamber in 1981, and she is the longest-serving woman in the House of Delegates. We're very happy to have her with us this morning. And Delegate Watts, I'm going to give you the floor.
Thank you very much, Katie. Just following up on what Katie said, starting several months ago, I began working in detail talking to all of the people within state government who are charged with enforcing a safe workplace harassment policies. With those details, I went to the Republican Majority Leader before the session started, saying, let us work together on this as we always have, as we did significantly in dealing with conflicts of interest as far as gifts. I laid out all of the specific details in such a policy so that we could begin to work on a really comprehensive policy that would deal not just as it was said by the Republicans in introducing their training policy, which was just window dressing on what we currently do, that this is to protect us, but a comprehensive policy that would protect the public in all dealings with elected members of the General Assembly. Unfortunately, and with that, the comprehensive policy really underscored all. Year-round, we are performing official duties, and anyone who is in contact with us, anyone who is looking to us for help on a problem should never be in a position where our position of power is misused. So the policy was comprehensive, 365 days a year. It went into all of the aspects of fair hearings, making sure that there's due procedures and that the public is fully aware of those procedures, what the recourse are, as well as making sure that both sides are fully heard and, if necessary, a full investigation is conducted. Obviously, the first line is to stop the behavior and, in this case, use our power for good to make sure that whoever is doing this stops immediately. That's a responsibility we have, or we're equally guilty of the harassment that is going on as not only a moral issue, but in fact under EEOC policy and law. Unfortunately, the answer was, trust the system, not a problem. The system has given us a reference to state policy that is 5 years old, trying to avoid any inclusion of sexual orientation or sexual gender in activities that might go on that would make the workplace extremely uncomfortable for any given individual. They gave me a hearing with no discussion at all after I presented the bill. The motion was kill it, and that was done at about 4:30 late in the afternoon on Friday. I then tried to follow all the rules, giving all of the information to the Republicans about my amendments, etc., on the floor, and instead I was met with just we don't need this. It's much ado about nothing. On to the next bill. So with that, having tried very hard to do the responsible thing to get a necessary policy, I'm now more than a little bit frustrated and very deeply concerned because I have heard the voices of the Me Too movement, and I know how many decades those voices represent of the system not respecting all individuals.
All right.